to eliminate the possibility that our lives will be subject to someone else's judgment, someone's attack on our humanity, our love, and our freedom to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. None of us should live in fear of prosecution or persecution for who we are and whom we love.
And thank you for what you did for San Francisco. Thank you what you did for the LGBT civil rights movement. And thank you what you did for each and every one of us. Because having those images in our head is what keeps us moving when we encounter setbacks along the way. So if I could ask everyone who isn't on their feet to get off your chair and give a standing ovation.
1967, not 1927, not 1937 or 57, 1967, the year where many of us in this room, including me, were alive.
Prone to what do other people want? What is going to sell? What is going to be commercial? How am I going to make money? How am I going to be a good businessman? And people in corners and making sure that you don't stand out too much encourages other people, especially when you're in the public eye, to feel like there is something unique about you, and that's what makes you special.
First of all, it's such an honor to be introduced by Lucy Liu, my idol and my icon. And I'm very moved. Just to be to me is very, very near to my heart. And secondly, just on an international level.
On average, for the past 11 days, I've spent 4 hours driving. I've been driving through the woods. I've been driving near the water. I've been driving through the snow and the rain. We've been meeting Mainers in coffee shops, in libraries, and in their homes. And it's a trip I'm never going to forget. I very clearly remember driving to Rumford, Maine, where the GPS completely stopped working because it didn't recognize the roads. All the asphalt turned to gravel. And I got to spend time at the home of the local trans activist, Jenna, and her wife, Darlene. They got married before Jenna's transition, and they want everyone else to be able to get married. And I spent a day and a night in a home with 28 dogs. Yeah, in Maine, they breed lots of animals. And I got to hang out with them, and we had to be there because in Rumford, the legislator we have to move works at the local paper mill. That's Maine. I remember driving to Rockland. Rockland, Maine is through the forest. I found myself in a one-bedroom apartment that's actually the youth drop-in center, where I met Greg and Mark. Greg is in his 20s. He is a cashier at the local Goodwill. And I met Mark, who is an associate manager at the Rite Aid. And they are engaged, and they are in love, and they are thrilled. They were originally planning on getting married this week, but the second they heard that the task force was going to hit the ground with Equality Maine and try and make this thing real this year, they postponed. And instead of preparing for a reception this week, they're getting ready to go to a phone bank. So I will never forget Greg and Rick, because they want to make sure they're getting married for real this year in their home state.